Fort Lauderdale's busiest period of the season continues tonight at the Inter-Miami CF Stadium. It is the fourth game in 12 days as they entertain Union Omaha tonight in USL League One action. My name is Chris Whittingham, along for the commentary of this one as we can take a look at the standings heading into this one, a massive six-pointer. As Fort Lauderdale do sit in seventh, 6 points off of Richmond Kickers in second, but an opportunity for Fort Lauderdale to climb ahead of Union Omaha into fourth and really get within striking distance for Omaha. It is no doubt their recent form that has stopped them from being in that top two. They started the season brilliantly. We'll get to that in a second, but first, Fort Lauderdale coming in off the back of a trip to the West Coast, which was profitable. They were 1-0 down for majority of this match after conceding a penalty. Jerome Kiesewetter equalized. He continues in the starting lineup this evening on 87 minutes. And then in the 4th minute of second half stoppage time, after a corner came in, second ball will eventually come out to Eduardo Sosa, who picks out the winning goal for Fort Lauderdale CF away from home against FC Tucson. Is probably the goal of the week in USL League One this week to get all 3 points away from home. Meanwhile, Union Omaha in a poor run of form at the moment. They started unbeaten in 8 in their first ever campaign in USL League One, but they've lost their last 3, the Owls have, including last time out by a 1-0 against Richmond Kickers, losing at home by 2-0 to New England Revolution 2, and away at Chattanooga by 2-0 as well. So for the first time, Jay Mims's men needing to find a response, and we'll see if they can find it this evening at the Inter-Miami CF Stadium. They're the goal against Richmond at the weekend. Ivan Magayesh with the winning goal for the visitors. So it is Fort Lauderdale CF and Union Omaha. Coming up next, we'll have first half kickoff and starting lineups, and it's on the way. CF and Union Omaha tonight in USL League One action, and Fort Lauderdale will be without a key contributor tonight, or at least will probably come off the bench in Ricky Lopez Espin, second in USL League One in goals with 7, just behind Emiliano Terzaghi of Richmond Kickers. He has been a top performer for Fort Lauderdale, but as you mentioned, he moves to the bench. Felipe Valencia will come in for him and play down the wing, which allows Jerome Kiesewetter to move up top. One of 4 changes for Fort Lauderdale CF. A second start, rather, for the club for Christian Lu Young. He'll play down the right-hand side in for Brian Rosales. Ethan Harden, the 17-year-old, also returns into the central defensive position. Meanwhile, for Union Omaha tonight, a debut for Tobias Otieno, the Kenyan, who had quite a hurdle to get into the club, moving from Kenya, getting the visa and the COVID situation sorted. He goes straight into the team, play in that midfield area. Some doubts about where he will play, with Austin Pancho coming off the bench to make his first start for Union Omaha as well. One of three changes: Otieno, David, and Pancho in for Ethan Vanacourt-Decker, who misses his first game in terms of from the start. He'll be off the bench tonight. JP Skierce and Elma in for. So it is Fort Lauderdale CF who will come out tonight in the black shirts and white shorts. Union Omaha in the reverse, the white shirts with the black shorts. Well, your television is not wrong. This game is not being broadcast in black and white. As we are underway from the Inter Miami CF Stadium, Fort Lauderdale CF playing host to Union Omaha. For Fort Lauderdale was a 2-1 victory away from home against FC Tucson last time out. Giovanni Ramos-Godoy opening the scoring from the penalty spot, but a couple of late goals from Fort Lauderdale CF in the shape of Jerome Kiesewetter in 87 minutes and Eduardo Sosa, who is one of the 4 changes into the team tonight, allowing Fort Lauderdale to overturn a 1-0 defeat against FC Tucson after Tucson did the same to them here at the Inter Miami CF Stadium. As for Union Omaha, their first rough patch in the history of their club, the expansion side into USL League One this year. In their first 8 matches, winning 4, drawing 4, as Fort Lauderdale now playing out from the back as some Omaha pressure arrives. Fort Lauderdale able to play out of it as it comes for Christian Lu Young on the near side. Try and slide it for Valencia, but Omaha losing at the weekend by 1-0 to Richmond Kickers, and a couple of matches on the trot by 2-0. The New England Revolution 2 and Chattanooga Red Wolves, and Omaha have all of a sudden lost 3 in a row, going from the top 2 to now needing a result here tonight to keep pace with Richmond Kickers currently in second. So a big one tonight for both of these sides, as now will come here for Ferretti Souza down the right-hand side, trying to play it up into Austin Pancho, play from the right-hand side, able to win off of Harden into the penalty area. Pancho trying to dink it across. Contreras is tracking it. Evan Conway was as well, but well read in the heart of that penalty area by Christian Lu Young, and Fort Lauderdale looking to break. And we'll come out for a throw-in down the far side. It's the first meeting between these two expansion clubs. They will play again on the final day of the season, October the 24th in Omaha. They're very narrow home ground. For this pitch might be almost a shock for Lauderdale, among the bigger playing surfaces in USL League One. Very unfamiliar from Warner Park. Sent up towards Valencia, the 15-year-old, able to settle it. And now Omaha looking to quickly strike down the other end. Dylan Castañeda persisting in goal, coming off his line to claim. Praised by his manager, Jason Kreis, for his saves in recent matches. Made a couple of great ones at the weekend against Tucson. Servando Carrasco sliding out wide for Christian Lu Young. Carrasco will wear the armband and try and dictate the pace from the middle. Guadiri trying to play down the line there towards Edison Ascona. A bit too much pace on it now. Kiesewetter trying to apply the pressure there to Ilal Osumanu. Throw in to come. Heard Jay Mims, the Omaha manager, asking for foul there. Both managers with ties to Real Salt Lake in their club past. Jason Kreis, of course, the former manager of the side. What has probably been their most prosperous time as an MLS club. Jay Mims arriving from the RSL Academy system. Nice ball behind there from Sosa to pick out Ferry to break lines. Now Ferry able to at least get a toe poke out to the left-hand side. Guadiri's cross is hit with some real pace, but rather easily settling there for Rashid Nuhu. 24-year-old Ghanaian keeper. Started all but one match for Union Omaha. Probably would have played all 11, but was sent off. Match against North Texas Sam Howard came in off the bench and started the subsequent match following a suspension. Tackle in there from Modesto Mendez. A little bit of a struggle the weekend, both he and Frank Loarce, the Cuban center backs for Fort Lauderdale. State referee Alyssa Nichols taking command of this one. A free kick to come on the near side. It'll be Jay Cruel who actually take it short. No one was tracking Contreras, who now hit the cross into the penalty area. Easily cut out the near post by Blaine Ferry, and it has come out for a corner down the near side. See some people in the stands with Inter Miami and Fort Lauderdale allowing some family members into the ground. Miami Herald reported about 60 some odd people at the last Inter Miami home match. It was a 4-1 defeat at home against New York Red Bulls. They're back in action home against NYCFC at the weekend. The corner whipped in, real pace into towards that back post. Going up and winning it was Osumanu. Wanted another corner, but referee rather pointedly awarding the goal kick to Fort Lauderdale. Omaha so far on this campaign, just one win from 5 away from home. More the familiar surrounds of Warner Park, where you have a distinct home field advantage because of how different the game can be. Seen a few clubs in USL Championship have that kind of advantage with the narrow field, likes of Louisville City and New Mexico United. Louisville, of course, before they move into their new stadium. One of the more bizarre playing surfaces, it is a distinctly American issue of playing grass over baseball diamond. Zhu Young plays it into Kiesewetter. Nicely on there. Coming forward, Ascona. Taking up a more central position there. Nicely into Ferry. He gets turned. Tackle arriving and is dispossessed. Contreras. Ooh. Mendez. Lovely turn on it there from Devin Boyce. Looks like he's partnered tonight with Evan Conway, playing a bit further forward. At times played in central midfield. Thelma and Four are going to the bench. David and Otieno are in the middle. Pancho down the right. And Contreras down the left as it's in behind towards Edison Ascona. Chance to talk to Jason Christ about the young player. He feels like he's progressing incredibly well. 3 goals and an assist for the 16-year-old from Deerfield Beach. They cited the ability for some of these players to get a chance to play against men, full professionals. In the case of Sebastian Contreras, a player who's played club football in Argentina, 30 years of age. It's just a different dynamic. Booted up the pitch there by Nuhu. Harden trying to go up and win it. Rode the back there of Evan Conway, and a free kick awarded by the referee. Conway started each and every match of this campaign. His cross is whipped in there. Tracking the header was Conway. It's a good delivery. Now Castañeda with a dangerous header up. Had to tip it over the bar. Combination of Mendez and Castañeda able to snuff out the chance, and it's out for a corner to Omaha. Lovely delivery down that right-hand side there from Pancho. And now Boyce head over to the near side to take this corner. Referee just taking command there, having a conversation with Tyler David. He whipped in real pace again, and the referee, after having conversations about the contact, I guess there wasn't enough listening. And it will be a free kick to Fort Lauderdale CF from inside their own box. Conversations there between the referee and Eduardo Sosa. Player with some real pedigree. A couple of seasons with Columbus Crew in Major League Soccer. Nice turn there from Christian Lu Young away from pressure. Referee not awarding a free kick. His voice interchanging there. Find that next pass, Sosa throw an arm out to slow down the progress. And it's one back by Fort Lauderdale. Kiesewetter played in there by Sosa. It's a lovely dink ball in behind, but Nuhu racing off his line. Able to deny the German-American the opportunity. His boys just got caught on it. Sosa, you can see the idea there to play in Kiesewetter. It will be a throw in down the near side. There is Jay Mims in charge of this Union Omaha team. You do see the varying approaches to wearing masks. Coaches, I imagine, feel stifled in their ability to bark out instructions to their players with the mask on. Carrasco for Ethan Harden. You hear the sound occasionally of planes flying overhead. This is a stadium attached to Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport. Mendes. Trying to slide in behind towards Felipe Valencia. Youngest ever goal scorer in USL League One history, any USL level really. As the tackle came in from Sosa, catching the new man Otieno. And it will be a free kick to Union Omaha. Otieno played his club football in Kenya. Now a chance to come here to the United States. Trying to dance on it there, Pancho. Interesting that all of Omaha's changes come in the same area in midfield. Line of four have to become accustomed with one another fairly quickly as Castañeda receives it. Tries to loft it out towards that left-hand side. Flicked on there for Kiesewetter. Gudiri. And it's also trying to first time play it in towards Kiesewetter, but Sumanu was always the favorite to get there first. This heavy first touch puts it under some pressure. Nicely played on down the line there. Fine for Eti Sosa. Charging forward here, Pancho for Omaha. Has two options there in the penalty area. Plays it into Conway. Conway's put it wide. Great chance though. Defender's backing off him. He had the opportunity to pick out that far corner with his left foot. Just couldn't direct it on target. But a nice break there from Omaha. A couple of passes down that right-hand side, and all of a sudden they're away. And Pancho calmly with the pick out there for Conway. Lovely first touch, you should say, as well. Just couldn't steer the effort on target. Deary had to come on to him quickly there from Ascona. And again there from Carrasco. His first touch is there to keep possession. Sosa and Kiesewetter getting turned. Sliding in Ascona, who's at full stretch on that left-hand side, now cutting onto his right. Lofting into the area towards Valencia, but always going to win that header, Jake Krul. As far as Christian Lu Young. Trying the tricky feet there. It's on there for Lu Young from Kiesewetter. His dink ball across, couldn't quite find Felipe Valencia. He had nice skill there to get the beating of the defender, as Harden is collided into there by Evan Conway. Free kick awarded, and now referee's just going to have a conversation here. And the universal sign for keep your head, stay smart. Some challenge going into Harden there. Oof. Went through him. It's a bit fortunate there to get away without a yellow card. Kiesewetter. And Eduardo Sosa. Sammy Gudiri. Of course, these matches being played behind closed doors. Omaha among the sides in the league that are letting in crowds, albeit socially distanced, using the outfield area and the baseball stadium that they play at to allow fans to spread out on the green beyond the right field fence. Mendes for Harden. Ascona. And this is how Fort Lauderdale like to play out from the back. Finding the next option, keeping on the ground, building up. Ferry into Kiesewetter is dispossessed by Tyler David, but that next pass there from Otieno could not find its mark. Now Guidiri gonna flick it around. Sosa there. Won't cut out the turn there from Conway, but just let it run too much. Lu Young playing centrally, reading the game and winning the tackle. Good passing here. Sosa drawing the attention of Tyler David, former Hartford Athletic. Some crisp passing, the kind of thing that Jason Kreis does want to see. The Fort Lauderdale manager, despite the win at the weekend, was actually not too high in the performance. He felt like they gave the ball away too much and thought that Fort Lauderdale could have been crisper, but he said at times when he's tried the process over result message, it's sometimes difficult to tell a group of players that they played well despite losing. That's happened at times, including last home match against South Georgia Tormenta. It's given away there by Mendez, who tries to make amends, goes with a heavy sliding challenge. Now Conway is in, has the run to the right-hand side of Boyce and slides in Contreras, allowing Mendez to catch up, goes clattering into Contreras. He's gone down, and the referee is going to actually hand a yellow card for the earlier challenge from Mendez. I think Omaha is curious as to how that wasn't a penalty. Conway there could have tried to slide in Boyce instead towards Contreras. Here's that tackle. It's a penalty for me. Referee allowing play on, but it was for an earlier challenge in the move. And it was Contreras that he caught. He's going in, catch a bit of the ball, but went in late. Interesting that the referee, despite the player not going down, nor really asking for it, gave the yellow. It's good refereeing. Isn't really necessarily about the consequences of the challenge. It is about whether it was reckless or dangerous foul play. So he slid in there towards Conway. He tries to slide and poke it on there for Otieno, but he didn't quite get the angle right. It comes for Castañeda. I don't know, without Ian Frey tonight. Probably would be the second center back. It's up to either Mendez or Nuanez to get into the system, get acclimated. Loose there from Harden. Center backs again having a little bit of a rough go, and now they're spacing behind, and Devin Boyce is onside. Charging into the penalty area, Devin Boyce. Here's Devin Boyce! Just dragged it wide. Looked like he tried to go outside of the boot there. And Devin Boyce letting the chance go begging, but Omaha have had a few chances tonight to break. Thus far been able to convert. Here is that effort. Looked like he always had eyes for goal. He did indeed try to go outside of the boot, trying to poke it. Far post there had the run of Contreras if he tries to slide him in, but would have been a difficult ball to get right. A couple of mistakes leading to chances there from a Fort Lauderdale point of view. Ascona. Changing there with Guidiri and with Sosa. There is Molesto Mendez. Interesting to hear the instructions from both managers. Nice interchange there between Sosa and Kiesewetter, but that return ball there from Sosa wasn't great, and Otieno found it. He's rampaging forward. Lofted towards Conway. Let's get turned here, Evan Conway. Towards the byline. Low cross, fizzing through. It's a great ball through the 6-yard area, but no response. Otieno, the closest white shirt. And it's put away there by Harden for the throw-in. Lovely work, though, from Evan Conway. He started each and every match for Omaha. Another heavy challenge there from Harden. Doesn't draw the attention of the referee. Caught Austin Pancho down that right-hand side. Taking a fairly lax view of the game, Alyssa Nichols. Here's Guidiri. Harden for Mendez. Interestingly young, a player who's come off the bench in 9 of Fort Lauderdale's 11 matches. Not getting a chance from the start. Trying to play long and behind towards Kiesewetter. Tries to turn on the Jets there and put the pressure on Dalton Knudsen. He's unable to keep it in play. Does come out for the corner. Kreis in a pensive mood there. A very vocal Omaha technical area. Making sure to keep signs sorted. Corner taken short here. Guidiri on the angle. Able to whip it in at real pace. Ferry flicking it onto the back post. No one was really making the run. Kiesewetter the closest to it. Away for a goal kick. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Rashid Nuhu to take this goal kick, yet to face a shot on target. Guidiri going in there. Has won it for Ascona. You see the Omaha players do back off. They don't press all the way to the front. Often described as a mid-block, keeping the shape of 4-4-2, and allowing the center backs to carry forward. Popping into the space there, Ascona for Carrasco. He's trying to get Omaha moved in every direction. Guidiri now, leaving it for Eduardo Sosa, very much playing the position that the back of his shirt would indicate. Ascona tried to flick it on there for Sosa. Now he has to put in multiple challenges. He's won multiple cleanly. Good work there from a defensive point of view from Ascona to make amends for his error. Down the line there from Lu Young into Valencia. Trying to dink it around Jake Krul there. Just gets rid. Comes off of Contreras, appeals for handball. And it will indeed be a handball on that right-hand side. And I think both Ferry and Kiesewetter are curious as to why that was awarded as a free kick rather than an advantage awarded.
Kilo, Sebas, hey, look at the last game. What happened, huh? Here.
Yeah, that's fairly
Don't give up
blatant
something here.
handball there. It's almost as though the Omaha manager is talking right into our pitch side microphones. Is he holding it? Now Jay Mims being told to get back into his own technical area. Guidiri to whip the cross in. Wasn't a good one. Dealt with there by Otieno. And away for a throw in to the home side. Lu Young, Ferry. Tackled off it there by Otieno, and now trying to charge on there Devin Boyce, and a free kick awarded as he was clipped. He was trying to head on his way. Isn't really any chance of Omaha to retain possession there, but foul coming in anyway. Flicked on there from Boyce. Carrasco riding the challenge. Carrying forward and trying to poke on there into Ascona. I see one back there by Sosa in midfield. The 16-year-old able to poke it down the line there. Now Modesto Mendez, who is on a yellow card. Lu Young trying to loft it in behind. It's in behind here, and the chance for Omaha is in. Pancho, out of nothing, has beaten the keeper, Castañeda, and Omaha have hit the front away from home. They've needed a response, and they found it here at the Inter Miami CF Stadium. It's Fort Lauderdale 0, Omaha 1. It's just one header in behind. The runner's not being tracked. And Austin Pancho gets his first goal for the club. One header from a goal kick. Might give a secondary assist there to Rashid Nuhu. Austin Pancho taking advantage there to give Union Omaha the lead. Deary just lost the run there of Pancho. All of a sudden they were in. It's been a few times tonight that Omaha have been able to get in behind the Fort Lauderdale defense and get running at them. Really laying the traps there for the central defenders. Crashing into Ferry as the ball came in there from Mendez. Throw in to come here for Omaha. Down the line quickly in towards Boyce. Pulled that there by Mendez. Still in play. It just trickled out there for a goal kick to Fort Lauderdale. Guidiri. Lauderdale again just struggling a bit with performance here in the first half, and tonight made to pay for it. Omaha have struck in exactly the manner they were perhaps thinking on the break. Mendez. Sosa. Nicely into Carrasco there. Can they run into that space? Now Guidiri. Guidiri just trying to get defenders moving. See the stat on the top left-hand corner of your screen. Omaha unbeaten, 12 points from 12 when they've scored first. Poked away for a throw-in. Pancho doing the work down that right-hand side, the goal scorer. Ferry. Sosa is always going to try and angle it there to Guidiri, but couldn't get his foot wrapped around it. Carrasco. Saw the run of Kiesewetter in behind. Multiple appeals for offside from the technical area. None forthcoming. Well, there it is. Late decision there from the assistant on the near side. That'll be a free kick to Union Omaha. Omaha technical areas rather vocal. Nuhu sending Long, the former New York Red Bulls 2 player. Drafted by Red Bulls out of college. Here's Liu Young. In the middle for Carrasco. When it's played off the referee there, and the referee will stop play. Awarding Fort Lauderdale a drop ball for intervening with play. Carrasco. Wide for Christian Luyang. I'll come to him quite a bit tonight. No Rosales in the team. Sosa trying to get turned on it. Lovely feet. Let's find Christian Luyang on the right-hand side. Trying to find an angle to cross now. Just in ahead of the corner flag. Picking up Valencia, and it's just whisked wide. Lovely idea there from Felipe Valencia to try and pick out the bottom corner. Just couldn't get the angle right. Best chance of the match arriving on the half hour for Fort Lauderdale. Oh, just tailing wide there. Who played his college soccer at Fordham. Third round pick in the Super Draft to the Red Bulls. Now regular starter here at Union Omaha. Free kick to come down the far side. Faretzi Sosa over it. Native of DR Congo. 4 African players in this team, including Usumanu, the center back. Flicked on there for Conway. His Boyce in the middle. Pancho coming in off the right-hand side, trying to time his run. Stay onside in the end. Conway turning and leaving it with Otieno. Contreras. Left-footed ball shaped towards Boyce, but keeper is an aggressive one. Castañeda will be playing off his line. Able to claim there. Servando Carrasco. Luyang. Valencia trying to turn on it, was fouled there by Jake Krul. It'll be a free kick. Quick word there from Jay Mims is just past the half-hour mark, so we'll have a hydration break here at the Inter Miami CF Stadium. It is the visitors who lead by a goal to nil. We're in the 25th minute of play by Austin Pancho. Actually gets his first start of the season. As you have some League One action coming up at the weekend. Greenville Triumph and Orlando City B. It is top versus bottom as things stand right now in Greenville. So good defensively, but we're actually pegged back early in their home meeting at the Legacy Early College. This is last year's meeting between these two sides in Greenville. You see the strike coming in from long range. And Greenville have been one of the more dominant teams in League One since arriving. Now this year, well atop the table with 28 points from 12. 9 wins, a draw, and 2 losses. They've only conceded 6 goals. Starting goalkeeper has 8 clean sheets. There is Pancho. That's the opening goal of this one. The Big Ten a couple times as a Hoosier with Indiana. And in his second season as a professional now after playing a year ago with North Carolina FC and USL Championship. USL and its clubs thank the fans for their unwavering support this season. As a thank you, visit the new USLsoccershop.com between Friday and Monday to find a special discount code for your favorite club's online store. That's the new USLsoccershop.com to find a code to your favorite club's online store. League One teams included in that as well. The Omaha and Fort Lauderdale supporters out there. Guidiri now charging on here as they're back in play. In towards Kiesewetter. Does get the first touch to settle it. Just needs to find the opportunity to strike. Couldn't do so. Guidiri pressing to poke it off of Otieno, but it's out for a goal kick to Union Omaha. Guidiri there getting forward. And it will be Nuhu who will take goal kick. Receiving word that there's a fair few viewers watching internationally on YouTube in Kenya. Of course, the debut of Rais Otieno tonight. Welcome to those of you watching on our broadcast. Skona doing well too in a throw-in down that left-hand side. Well, I've done a decent job tonight to limit the joy that both Valencia and Skona have had down in wide areas. As Harden will carry forward. Lu Young. Kiesewetter trying to first time play it out to that right-hand side, out towards either Valencia or Ferry, and a heavy challenge is coming there from Carrasco. Gonna have a conversation here with the referee. He went clattering into Otieno. I think she's just saying she doesn't want to see that anymore. Whew. Heavy coming together on the halfway line. Carrasco, who playing in the holding role, does we have the one yellow card in the campaign. Started 10 of Fort Lauderdale's 11 matches. Tried and tested method for some of these clubs linked with the MLS side. You bring in one or two experienced players just to steady the ship. Valencia. Able to at least poke it out of play there for a throw-in as Cruel was trying to play it down the line. Throw-in for the Owls. Contreras receiving, back to goal. Watch a left-footed player, Otieno, trying to get around the corner there. Slides the cross through, and it's come out for a goal kick, and ball had well and truly traveled over the byline. Sosa. Lauderdale have to try and figure out a way to get from this stage. They have the ball now to midfield areas, possessing with purpose. Lu Young trying to play it down the line there for Valencia. Now, Otieno winning it ahead of Ferry. And David with a bit of a loose ball there towards Boyce, but just about keeping it. Now, some remonstrations from the Fort Lauderdale technical areas. Carrasco has gone down after coming together with Devin Boyce. The referee is pointing to her earpiece, and late on, she is saying that the fourth official has informed her that it was a yellow card offense from Devin Boyce. Seeking consult. And yeah, I think Boyce, as he leaves the challenge, goes into Carrasco, just leaving a little bit extra there. He was stumbling away. Kind of left a little extra into Servando Carrasco. Didn't look terribly intentional, but you have to think the fourth official, the assistant on the near side, the ones who spotted it. Mendez, back to Castañeda. So player for either side in the book. Boyce for Omaha. Mendez for Fort Lauderdale. Carrasco. And there for Sosa, who's coming back, just trying to get some touches on it. Hasn't had too much of it in this first half. Sosa going outside of the boot in towards Kiesewetter. Just wanted to let it run in case it was going beyond Osumanu. He lofts away. Mendez. Right in the challenge there, finding Blaine Ferry in the middle. The Texan into Sosa. Going around David, has an opportunity to strike into Osumanu. Takes a deflection going wide. Ascona trying to track it, but it's won back by Pancho, only as far as Guadiri. His cross is powerfully headed away there. Second, third phases of play now for Fort Lauderdale in the attack. Ascona. 16-year-old back with Guadiri. All the way to the halfway line with Ethan Harden. Carrasco now. Gonna get turned. Mendes taking a very deep position there, considering where the rest of his team was. As Pancho just trying to get rid. Christian Lu-Young. Come on there towards Valencia, but was never gonna get to it, and Krul able to just marshal it out of play for a throw in down the near side. Flicked on there. Conway, throw in to come again for Omaha down the near side. Currently sit fourth in the table, 4 points off Richmond, although in the live table, move into third place. Just a point off of Richmond kickers, although Richmond do have the 2 games in hand. We'll have to profit from those as we head down the final matches of this League One season. 16 regular season matches, and the top 2 go to the League One final. Harden for Guadiri. The Cuban Mendes, native of Plantation Lu-Young, which is a suburb of the Fort Lauderdale area. Ferry. Interchange there with Kiesewetter, pretty blatantly handball against Kiesewetter, but the referee didn't call it. Harden for Guadiri. For Sosa. Cutting inside around the defender. Now Sosa again having a crack, takes a deflection, and it's an equalizer for Fort Lauderdale. Eduardo Sosa with 2 in 2, scored the winner at the weekend. He's got the leveler in the first half against Omaha tonight. It's Fort Lauderdale on terms. Sosa always liable to have a strike from this kind of range. Gets around Pancho, nobody closing down. Looks like it came off of Tyler David and Nuhu with no real chance there. Once it comes off the left boot of Tyler David, it's Fort Lauderdale just a few minutes before the break, able to draw level. But now David trying to make amends down the other end, pick out the top right corner. So he's sailing high and wide and into that area that will eventually be a supporter stand. At the moment, as around a large portion of the country, a bank of empty seats. Chances down either end, though. Guadiri. Across here for Modesto Mendes. For Pinar del Rio. It's native Cuba. Now, as ever, Fort Lauderdale playing out from the back. Christian Lu-Young. Carrasco trying to first time play it in behind and see if Ferry can get there, but Krul is going to be able to settle it, getting around Ferry, just booting it. Only as far though as Carrasco. Sosa now going to play the 1-2. Nicely worked there. Sosa going through traffic. He's tackled off it by Otieno. It is a free kick and a yellow card as well for the Kenyan. Happening in very tight spaces there for Sosa. There is the challenge, and correctly won there from correctly decided there by referee Nichols. Didn't really catch much of the ball there, Otieno.
Ooh.
Now a set piece opportunity. Perhaps a strike for either
terrible
Ferry
call.
or Carrasco.
Oh, you got the ball. I mean, look at it this way. What other way was there to intercede?
And it will be Ferry who will step over the set piece.
No, he didn't. Ball went this way. It means the player played it.
Ferry will strike. Well saved there from Rashid Nuhu. Diving across to his left, but Valencia's won it back. Otieno tracking. Ferry now towards the byline. Ferry staying on his feet. He's gone down. Referee unmoved as it comes for Christian Liu Young. Now, Liu Young trying to keep it in play. And it comes off him last for a throw into Omaha. A couple of decent chances going through that area. Cruel. Flick down there from Boyce. Sosa looking in towards Kiesewetter. Strong challenge from behind, though. Cleanly won there by the Ghanaian Osumanu. Trying to find Boyce there from the left-hand side. And Pancho. One in here for Tyler David. Now, Sosa. And Boyce into the area. Boyce cutting well onto his left. Boyce striking towards goal. And it's into the side netting. Castañeda. Looked like he made the save to send it wide there, as it is a corner to come here for Omaha. Now Boyce to take from the far side. Is towards that near post, headed over there from Knutson. And a goal kick to come. Middle of that first half stoppage time was awarded a minimum of 3 minutes. And this opening 45 minutes of play, Pancho got the scoring started, and probably was a just reward for the chances that Omaha were creating on the break. And Fort Lauderdale equalizing 17 minutes later through Eduardo Sosa. Two extra points for Fort Lauderdale at the weekend. Actually, in a way, he won all three. Assisted the first goal for Kiesewetter away at Tucson, and then scored the winning second goal on 94 minutes. Castañeda tried to play it out to the right-hand side, lofting it out there, but sailed out of play, and Contreras trying to get Omaha going quickly. Nicely flicked on there from Conway into the stride of Cruel. His low cross is well dealt with there by Harden in the middle of the penalty area. Now Sosa to try and win it back and lead Fort Lauderdale forward. Try to pull Sosa down, and now they're breaking. Sosa, the heavy ball up towards Ascona at full stretch to get there ahead of Sosa, and does so. On his right now, lovely touch. Ascona with a strike. Comes off the head there of Osumanu. Away for a throw-in on that far side. Osumanu feeling ill effects of that after having it come off his forehead. Fantastic work there from Ascona. Gudiri. And there is the halftime whistle. Union Omaha were the better starters in this one, the opening 25 minutes, creating chances and eventually finding their reward through Austin Pancho. Finishing well off a goal kick for Union Omaha. Eduardo Sosa, though, with a tremendous strike coming in off the left-hand side, taking a deflection off of an Omaha defender and into the corner for Fort Lauderdale CF. As your score at the break is Fort Lauderdale 1, Union Omaha 1. More halftime coverage and first half highlights are on the way in our halftime show here Halftime at the Inter Miami CF Stadium for Lauderdale CF and Union Omaha and USL League One action. Want to go around League One and show you what has been a prominent feature of the league this year, and that is matches that end by a 0-0. And obviously Union Omaha are just coming off of a 1-0 match at home against Richmond Kickers. The late header coming from Ivan Magayesh. Riley Kraft putting the set piece into the back post, and the Brazilian putting it away to give Richmond Kickers all 3 points away from home. But this is only just getting started. Greenville triumph at home against North Texas SC. Jake Keegan was denied in the first half, but he would not be denied here. Alex Morel putting in for his league-leading 5th assist of the season, and Keegan making no mistake. And Greenville triumph continue their tremendous home form once more. We move now to Chattanooga, taking on Greenville triumph this time at home, and it would be Greenville through Noah Pilato getting on the score sheet over the keeper, Alex Mangles. Both of Pilato's goals helped Greenville win by a 0-0 over Chattanooga Red Wolves, and Greenville are a fairly common customer when it comes to this 1-0 scoreline. Their only loss of the season, though, was by a 0-0 against New England Revolution 2, Ryo Shimazaki for Revs 2, with the game winner into the bottom corner. Keeper should probably just about be doing better, but New England Revolution 2 able to get all 3 points at home at the Gillette Stadium, beating the league leaders Greenville triumph by a familiar 1-0 scoreline. And my goodness, Greenville are involved with so many of them. Back at it again with the first goal of the season coming from Lachlan McLean, picking out the bottom right-hand corner. Alex Morel involved once more. Both meetings between Greenville and Chattanooga Red Wolves ending 1-0. And again, Greenville triumph against South Georgia Tormenta. Tormenta in the 5th meeting between these two clubs. A loose ball in front finds its way to J.J. Donnelly, who played for Tormenta last season. The 90th minute goal was the latest game winner that finished 1-0 this season. Late drama as ever with Greenville. And then the first ever goal for Union Omaha, the visitors to the Inter Miami CF Stadium tonight. The cross from Ethan Vanacore Decker, tucked in by, or rather past the sliding Elman for, and over to Evan Conway, who would supply the finish, the first home match and win for the Owls, part of an 8 straight unbeaten run for Omaha to start the season, the longest ever unbeaten run in USL League One. And 14 matches in total have ended by a 0-0 in USL League One this season. Greenville has been by far the side that have been on the best end of that, going 5-1 in matches that finished 1-0. We'll be back with more from the USL in just a moment.
Visit USLSoccerShop.com this Friday through Monday to claim at least 20% off at participating clubs' online stores.
Second ball, trying to pick out the top corner. It's in off the post.
Doesn't have numbers, trying on the counter. Terzaghi takes it. Saved by Nuhu. Loose ball. He gets on top of it. Rashid Nuhu single-handedly keeping the Owls.
Cuts it back. Cone. Ellie Belts on top of the box. Bender! Oh, what a goal! Josh Cone! He finds the leading tally. It's 2-1 Tucson. Floats it in there, headed on, off the crossbar. McLean, oh, what a save in the end. Aviles is there.
Terzaghi turns, fires, oh!
Towards that penalty spot, tracked the whole way by Beak. It's a tremendous header on target, and forcing an even better save out of Dylan Castañeda.
Visit USLSoccerShop.com this Friday through Monday to claim at least 20% off at participating clubs' online stores.
Halftime at the Inter-Miami CF Stadium between Fort Lauderdale CF and Union Omaha. Let's continue to take a look around USL League One as our news and notes section. And for that second place run, Richmond Kickers, Chattanooga Red Wolves among the favorites, but there's still plenty of teams in contention. Between second and eighth, there are just 7 points that separates the teams in USL League One fighting for that final playoff spot. Greenville are soaring at the top of the league. Meanwhile, Fort Lauderdale CF with the 2-1 comeback victory over FC Tucson last time out. The reverse fixture was the exact opposite. Fort Lauderdale 1-0 up, but down to 9 men, conceded 2 late goals for Tucson to get a 2-1 victory. Ivan Magayesh for his goal against Union Omaha is the USL League One Player of the Week and thus leads the USL League One Team of the Week. For Fort Lauderdale CF, a pair of players in Sammy Guadiri, the left back, and Eduardo Sosa with his goal and assist off the bench are into the USL League One Team of the Week. Amal Knight for his efforts, including saving from the penalty spot against Fort Lauderdale CF, earned the FC Tucson a chance at the Team of the Week. In terms of the league's top goal scorers, you see Ricky Lopez-Espin among those involved in the conversation. Emiliano Terzaghi tops the league with 9 goals. Greg Hurst, Jake Keegan level on 5 goals apiece. Shaq Adams from FC Tucson on 4 goals. In terms of the goalkeeping leaders in the league, has to be Dallas J, who is the standout. 8 clean sheets from 12 matches, conceded just 6 goals in 12 games. See, that goals against average is absolutely superb. Philip Marcetta of Forward Madison also involved in that conversation as well with just the 9 goals conceded from 10 matches. If you're doing under a goal a game, that is pretty solid. Alex Mangles, Rashid Nuhu, and Akira Fitzgerald all on 1 goal against per game. In terms of the scores from the weekend just gone by, there you see Fort Lauderdale 2-1 winners over FC Tucson away from home. Union Omaha losing at home by 1-0 to Richmond Kickers. And 1-0 was the scoreline of the entire weekend. Madison over Chattanooga, New England Revolution over Orlando City B, and Greenville triumph over North Texas on Friday night. And that leaves the table as such. Greenville top of the league on 28 points. Orlando City bottom with just the 1 win from 10. But there you see the morass in between. Richmond on 20 points from 10. South Georgia Tormenta on 13 points from 11 in 8th. And everyone else in between in USL League One. Coming up this weekend, Greenville Triumph League leaders are home with Orlando City B, so it's top versus bottom. Union Omaha right back to work at home against South Georgia Tormenta. Fort Lauderdale will continue their busy week away at North Texas. That's quite a bit of traveling. Tucson to Fort Lauderdale to Dallas for that one against North Texas. And on Saturday night, Richmond entertain New England Revolution 2 and Forward Madison entertain FC Tucson. When we come back, we'll have first half highlights and second half kickoff of this USL League One match between Fort Lauderdale CF and Union Omaha. Fort Lauderdale and Union Omaha level at the break, 1-1, with Omaha opening the scoring on 25 minutes. Fort Lauderdale equalizing on 42. Let's get into our first half highlights here. We'll show you the goals. Now this one has arrived at the break. A 1-1 draw first. It's a goal kick. Winding delivery there from Nuhu. Flicked on from Conway into the path of Pancho. Firing past Castañeda. Palm finish, we should say. It's just a bit too easy, though. Route 1 football from Omaha to get them the opening goal. 17 minutes later, Fort Lauderdale would equalize. Decent pattern of play here from Fort Lauderdale. Guidiri poking it on there for Sosa. Found himself in behind that midfield line, cutting around Pancho. Deflection. Bang. Lovely take there from Sosa, we should say, even with the aid of the Omaha defender. Looked like David who got a piece of it. Nuhu really with no chance and just has to watch it fly into his net for the equalizing goal. As we're now ready for the second half of play. Omaha in the white shirts with the black shorts. Fort Lauderdale with the black shirts, the white shorts. And we are underway for the second 45 minutes of play. Straight away, a giveaway from the back there by Omaha, and Sosa going to try and poke it behind towards Felipe Valencia, who will not arrive before Dalton Knudsen can put it out of play for a throw into Fort Lauderdale down the right-hand side. And there has been a halftime change as Nodarse will enter here for Mendez, who did go into halftime interval with a yellow card. So Jason Kreitz perhaps just playing it safe there. The Cuban on a yellow. So Nodarse will enter. Showing at times with distribution at the weekend against FC Tucson. Here's Harden. Guidiri down the line. Cell there, but Ascona with a poor touch. That's David. The run of Pancho flying down that right-hand side, but instead is here with Ferretti Sosa. Now then, can Pancho get across the way? It's straight into Guidiri. And out for a corner down the near side for Omaha. Right now we're sitting in fourth in the live table with just this 1 point from this game. It will be 4 games without a victory if they leave South Florida without all 3 points. Corner to be swung in by Devin Boyce. Lofted towards that back post. And it comes for Pancho, a decent first-time strike there, but couldn't get it through the traffic in that area. Contreras is now trying to ward the challenge of Sosa off. Sosa put in the challenge to poke it away. Stayed down there as he stretched to try and win it back. And it'll be a corner, won by Omaha. Now without the really state minor injury casualty in the shape of Sosa. Away from it will be corner for Boyce. Again, trying to go back post. Winning the header in, all that traffic, and it's turned in. Omaha have their lead back. It's Conway who won that second ball. His first goal in 5 games. And Omaha, with order restored, they lead by 2-1. Just seemed like Omaha were trying to profit on that back post. It was Ilalo Sumanu who won that initial header. Just down there, Conway, you can see in all that traffic, Lu Young and Carrasco putting in challenges. Just couldn't poke it off of the Omaha center forward. Gets his 3rd goal of the campaign. Guidiri trying to play it first time. It was a good pattern of play there with Ascona, but couldn't quite find that next pass. Harden going across Conway. Referee unmoved. And it will be a goal kick. Omaha technical area wasn't too pleased with lack of a word of a free kick there. Fort Lauderdale left to come from a goal behind for a second time tonight. Carrasco, nice first touch there into the space, but that pass in behind wasn't quite what he wanted there to find Ascona. Listen to him, the time's been all over the place tonight. Comes for Castañeda. Now a chance for Frank Nolarse to have an opportunity to play between lines and finds Felipe Valencia well. Sosa now charging forward. What's the next pass for him? Sosa into the feet of Ascona in the penalty area. Tackled off of there by Sosa. Native of DR Congo. Now Ferry with Diri. Charging forward into that space. Touches on it there from Valencia were poor. And went out for throwing down the near side, the assistant. Having his eyes attuned to the ball there, and it had indeed traveled over the whole of the line. Entering tonight, Omaha had not scored in their previous 3 matches. They've certainly broken that duck tonight. It's not even just necessarily about the goals, as they've had high-quality chances as well. Had a few at the weekend against Richmond. Kickers just couldn't put them away. Second ball comes there for Ferry, tackled off it there by Boyce, who was on a yellow card. Ferry or Christian Lu Young. Ethan Harden. Just the one halftime change for Fort Lauderdale. Curious how both managers use their allotted substitutes. We'll have 5. Castañeda hitting long up towards Kiesewetter. Hasn't been involved too much here in the second half. Carrasco. Receiving again. Surrounded by 3 defenders, tried to poke around David, but gave it away. Boyce now for Pancho coming forward. Picks out Boyce. Turning towards goal and firing, takes a deflection. It's gone out for a corner to Omaha. Madiri and Carrasco trying to close down the strike, and just about did so. You can see he got his head up, immediately had eyes for goal. It's actually Harden who got the boot to it for it to go out to the corner kick. And it is Boyce who will swing in the corner. See if it's another back post delivery. It is indeed. Usumanu tracking it. A glancing header to it to at least send it back to Krul. Sends it through, headed away from Ascona. Comes back for Boyce. Ascona putting in the tackle. He thought he poked it off of Boyce. Assistant on the near side not really agreeing. And a throw in to come. And there with Ferretti Sosa. Tackle in from Ascona. And that time, a free kick awarded. Roughly equivalent position of a corner. And it will be a set-piece opportunity here for Omaha, who have, without doubt, started the better here in the opening 10 minutes of the second half. Sosa, the player who will step over at the right back. Last with Las Vegas Lights in the USL Championship. Continues to try and adjust the take of the free kick. Just Ascona there to try and win the ball. And it's whipped in. It's a good cross in. Knutson the closest to it for Omaha as Boyce now sends the return ball through. And it'll come all the way out for a goal kick to Fort Lauderdale CF. We'll try and a spell of possession here and some joy playing through Omaha. So at times been trouble once they get into that line of 4 in midfield as Kreis has a conversation with his substitutes. Now sitting behind. It's a good ball there into Kiesewetter. getting his head up, trying to get turned. Sliding challenge committed there from Krul. Now he's pulled down Kiesewetter, and the referee is going to award a free kick here, just on the edge of the penalty area. And Krul is perhaps a bit fortunate there that that wasn't a penalty. Kiesewetter is insisting that it was a penalty. And now let's have a look. Go sliding in there. That's dangerous enough. And then, what's in the challenge? You can make a real argument that's a penalty. Referee and the assistant were fairly close to it. And just on the edge is the decision there. Now a free kick to come along the far side for Guidiri. Just try and loft in a ball, whip in a ball, maybe even perhaps try and shoot. Difficult angle to figure out what the ball will be. We'll just send it fizzing through that 6-yard area. New didn't quite catch it cleanly. Comes for Valencia, who gets his second goal of the campaign for Lauderdale, second on the night. And for a second time tonight, they've drawn level. Felipe Valencia, the 15-year-old, continues to assert himself as the hosts are level once more. Guidiri did a great job putting it on Nuhu with Kiesewetter threatening in front of him. And Valencia with a great finish there. Won't have too many more easy ones than that. The heart for the family section. Show for David. Good receiver in the middle of that. Edison Ascona has exited. And Jason Buckner has entered. Contreras getting turned on it. Leaving it there for Krul. Trying to whip the cross and takes a deflection. Come out for a corner. Felipe Valencia, what a story. Corner is whipped in, flashing through. Conway trying to get a touch. Osumani on the back post was threatening, and Harden had to head away for yet another corner. Felipe Valencia was born March the 1st, 2005. There's a couple of professional goals to his name. He's on the books of the academy. Broke the record of Alphonso Davies, the youngest ever goal scorer in USL. Header is on target. Nicely there from the corner from David. Castañeda with the save equal to it. Now Contreras trying to send that second ball through, and it's landed on the roof of the net. Here's that delivery again. Well, one there from David. Did well to direct it on target and get some power behind it. The Fort Lauderdale keeper equal to it. Sosa. Not sure what that was. Allowed to say with no choice, but you just headed on. Sent forward there from Jake Krul, but back to the goalkeeper, and Fort Lauderdale can go again. Now Carrasco turns straight into pressure. Appeals for handball. Fort Lauderdale perhaps a bit lucky there. Carrasco nearly gave it away into the teeth of that midfield. The 2020 League One season concludes in historic fashion with the league's first national TV broadcast. Don't miss the two top teams in the league compete for the 2020 League One title on both ESPN Plus and ESPN Deportes at 8 p.m. Eastern on October the 30th. Last league match of the season be on the October the 24th, and then the final will be on the 30th. It is a Friday night. Right now, you'd make Greenville, without question, favorites to host it. Poked on there from Pancho. Left there from Boyce. Sosa. Boyce trying to get back on side and did so. Now working by the corner flag, and it just rolled out of play before Boyce can get the cross away for a goal kick to Fort Lauderdale. Gudiri getting turned on it. Buckner, the sub. Step overs there to tease Otieno. Now Christian Lu Young coming forward from right back. Into Sosa. And Harden. And it comes off Buckner last for a throw-in. We thought it'd come off the Omaha right back last. Sosa. Taking more than a few steps down the line to launch a throw-in. Harden had it read. Tried to play it towards Sosa, but David was in the way. Tyler David again winning a header. That time for Carrasco. Calmly settled there from Blaine Ferry. Gudiri. See down the line there, slid in behind towards Buckner. Behind that defense with the offside flag up on the far side. Just about holding their line there, Omaha. Not entirely sure if they had, but judgment is in the hands of the assistant down the far side. Nuhu. They're rolling there from Lauderdale, the sub. Cheaply given away by Otieno in midfield, but strongly winning it back. Buckner trying to make amends, but comes for Boyce. Now slid in on that right-hand side. Pancho. Cut out by Nolarse. Played much better tonight than he did at the weekend against Tucson as Sosa comes forward. Nicely poked around there. Now first time up towards Kiesewetter. At full pelt there, trying to get there. And Nuhu, you see those strong runs. Nuhu booting it away for a throw-in down the near side. As you can see, JP Skierce being prepared as the next sub for Omaha. Carrasco. Nolarse. Valencia trying to poke there around the defender. Might just about win it, but Poole with a couple of nice touches. Straight into Ferry. And a throw-in for Omaha. Here's Dalton Knutson. Sumanu playing out towards Pancho. Haven't seen too many of these kinds of moves where the center backs play out from the back as Harden got in ahead of Boyce, who put in the challenge. You just have to be a bit careful as here is the change. Tyler David will exit for Skierce. And you also have Ethan Vanacourt Decker who will come on as a sub, and it'll be Contreras who will make way. Vanacourt Decker on as a sub for the first time this year after starting every league match before this one. Just a few bits of rotation required. As Omaha are in a busy run of fixtures, as both of these sides are. We'll go again at the weekend at home in South Georgia Tormenta. For a second midweek running. Harden. Vanacourt Decker has 2 goals and 4 assists on the campaign, so contributing to 6 of their 13 league goals. Former Swope Park Rangers man is nicely charging through the midfield there. Otieno trying to play in Vanacourt Decker. Lu Young had it read and just puts it out to touch for a throw-in. Cruel. Throwing into the Kenyan. Tobias Otieno trying to slide it behind towards Pancho. Lovely vision there from Otieno to spot the pass. And Pancho nearly arrived ahead of the Fort Lauderdale keeper. Ferry. Lassa didn't quite get that pass right, but fairly low risk one as it comes for Christian Liu Young. A couple of players for Fort Lauderdale who most recently playing in college, just a bit older there than their teenage academy counterparts. Liu Young with 4 years at the University of Akron. Godiri coming forward. There for Blaine Ferry. Kiesewetter was bending his run, but Carrasco elected to play with Sosa, over the creator. Nicely done there by Buckner to tease like he was receiving and then let it run so he can get in behind. Buckner now. Trying to get out of his feet for Ferry, but just swept clear. Harden trying to keep it for Fort Lauderdale. Nicely poked there around Boyce. And into Godiri. Buckner again making a run. He's in again. Buckner now. This time, the first time crossing to Kiesewetter. Couldn't really receive nor direct it towards goal. Just stung into him and had to come off him for a goal kick. Quickly put in play there by Nuhu. And referee just saying that the ball was moving as he took it. Lovely spotted pass, though, from Rashid Nuhu. Picked up a couple of clean sheets in the first 2 matches of Omaha's campaign. That's 3 on the season. I mean, flying forward there was Cruel, but Liu Young won it calmly. On there from Knutson. Carrasco tracking to win it. Solarse into Valencia. Nicely first time there into Sosa, who tries to go forward. And a foul committed there as Skiers went down. Sosa frustrated there that he couldn't just maintain possession after that nice pass from Felipe Valencia. Vanacore Decker with Liu Young forced to put it away. Bouncing off the metallic stands at the Inter Miami CF Stadium. Remarkably put together the stadium as the cross gets swung in, headed away from Sami Godiri. Took about 7 months for the stadium to begin construction, completion. It's a remarkably quick pace. I've seen a few stadiums in the history of American soccer put together like that. Vanacore Decker. Nice touch to take it into stride. Lofted towards Pancho, knotted down for Boyce, who just sliced underneath it. And it goes sailing into the stand in behind the goal. And a goal kick to come for Union Omaha. Godiri. Towards Sosa, but good step there to win it from the other Sosa. The right back for Omaha, who's now bombing on. Lofted cross is headed away there from Christian Liu Young. Vanacore Decker now comes off of Valencia. Last will be a throw-in down the far side for the visitors. Ferretti Sosa. Born in DR Congo but grew up in Raleigh. It's another substitution going to be allowed to enter here. Lopez Espin will come on for Fort Lauderdale, the second top scorer. And for Christian Molina, Elma and 4 will enter. Boyce among those that exit. And Austin Pancho will also exit. throw in to come down the far side. In 2 and 4. Ferretti Sosa. Lost the attention there. Vanacore Decker moving now to the right-hand side. Crossed in from Sosa, lofted towards that far side. Molina trying to get in there ahead of the byline. Duslo gets turned and plays it back for Cruel. Molina onto his right, but defending there from Valencia to close down the crossing opportunity, but he's still going, Molina. Trying to get around Ferry, cut out the passing lane well. Lofted into the area and towards Conway, but far too far out in front of him. And picked up there by the goalkeeper. Gudiri. Harden. Both sides with goals in either half. Sosa and Valencia for Fort Lauderdale, Pancho and Conway for Omaha. Sosa tackled off it there by Otieno, and it will be a free kick. Otieno is on a yellow card, so just have to be careful. Now Lopez Espin will be allowed to enter. And it will be Felipe Valencia who will exit, so I wonder if Kiesewetter will move out wide or they play with 2 strikers. There's a possibility. Omaha system for system. There is Ricky Lopez Espin, who is from the Miami area. Scored 7 times in the league. It's the first time he hasn't started a game for Fort Lauderdale CF. And it will be indeed Kiesewetter who move out to the wide right position. Still one more substitution window for Fort Lauderdale after making a halftime sub in No Lattice. Omaha still have one more change that they can make. Going back there by Otieno, but handball given against the debutant. It's a free kick to Fort Lauderdale. A little less than 20 minutes to play. Sosa trying to backheel towards Buckner and at least forced Ferretti Sosa into putting it away for a throw in down the near side. Fort Lauderdale with late drama at the weekend, perhaps could see more of that here tonight. Harden having to turn and just trying to play it up towards Gudiri, but the pressure really causing problems there for Fort Lauderdale high up the pitch.
Jay, left shoulder, Jay, left shoulder. Frank, Frank.
Sosa. Now Vanacore Decker going to try and play the 1-2 within 4. Vanacore Decker towards that penalty area. No Lattice committed. Caught Vanacore Decker, and it's going to be a free kick and a yellow card for the Cuban center back. With Vanacore Decker really threatening, had to try and put in the challenge. No Lattice waving his finger, not sure how he could possibly lay claim to not have caught Vanacore Decker there. And it will be a free kick to come. Knutson and Vanacore Decker stood over it. Looks like Vanacore Decker will fancy it. 5 in the wall for Fort Lauderdale. Here is Ethan Vanacore Decker trying to go low, and it comes off the foot of Christian Lu Young. Lofted back in by Molina. Headed away there from Carrasco, but it'll be handball there against Molina. And Kiesewetter will just leave the free kick there. Vandercourt Decker didn't really catch that one. You can see the idea, though, to try and go under a jumping wall. And behind up towards Lopez Espin there. Hasn't really had a touch yet. Erie tried to put the challenge in and left the high boot of Vandercourt Decker. If he caught him, it would have been perhaps a yellow card, so he lets him go. Oh, that's a heavy challenge there from Guderi right in front of the referee. And it's going to be a yellow card for Sammy Guderi, and perhaps a bit fortunate there that it's only yellow. That was a strong one in from the Fort Lauderdale left back. Catching Evan Conway. See how he commits. Oh, my goodness. Through that left leg there of Evan Conway. And a free kick for Union Omaha. Reti Sosa putting in place short there of Vandercourt Decker, and now referee Nichols was just saying there that he had yet signaled that she wanted the free kick to be taken. Vandercourt Decker wanted to provide the option, but now it looks like it will be whipped into the penalty area. Going in to try and win the header, Knudsen. Castaneda with a good save from Conway, but the whistle had gone for a free kick. And Knudsen now at full stretch to try and get back into shape. Here's Sammy Guderi. Carrasco spraying now to the right-hand side. Christian Liu Young left too much of it there for Molina to win back, and he's done so. Now Vandercourt Decker with the ball behind there from Altieno. Sosa. Ooh, trying to shape it in behind there towards Kiesewetter. Was there a handball there from Krul? It's just about enough to stop the progress of that one. Sosa now in behind towards Lopez Espin. But Knudsen had it read the whole way. A good step from Christian Liu Young to win it back for the host, Guderi. For a moment like he wanted to line up a strike, instead plays it for Ferry. First time to Sosa in that pocket of space. Slid up for Kiesewetter. Kiesewetter trying to slide it across, but the offside flag had gone up on the far side as Kiesewetter had drifted off. And now we will have the hydration break, and we can tell you that it's win or go home when the USL Championship playoffs begin on October the 9th. Be part of the conversation and watch every match, every goal, every save, and every celebration on ESPN Plus on the way to the USL Championship Final, November the 1st at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, the first ever broadcast on Network ESPN of USL Soccer and ESPN Deportes. If you're just joining us here, we have the 4 goals on the night. It's 2-2, and let's show you all 4 of them. First, from a goal kick, Rashid Nuhu. Up towards Evan Conway, flick on behind, Austin Pancho, bang, Route 1 football. Goalkeeper, center forward, winger, goal for the visitors. 17 minutes later, Fort Lauderdale through Eduardo Sosa coming in off the left-hand side. His strike taking a deflection off of Tyler David into the back of the net. And just after the restart, knotted down there from Osumanu and turned in by Evan Conway. Felipe Valencia would take advantage here as Kiesewetter doing good work in the penalty area, winning the free kick. Could have been a pen, but instead it's a set piece that arrives in from Guderi, putting it straight onto the keeper, Nuhu. Couldn't quite deal with it. After the sliding effort from Knudsen, Valencia turning in for 2-2. USL League One's youngest ever scorer with a tremendous start to his professional career, as in Omaha they are gathered at the Polka Cantina for this watch party. This image courtesy of the club. Fans gathered around watching our broadcast tonight. We thank those of you who are doing so, as they're now just about ready to go here for the final quarter of an hour plus stoppage time. after our second hydration break. Put on there from N4. Conway trying to win the header as Guidiri settles it back with Castañeda. N4 applying the pressure. Well shaped there out to Frank Nolarse. Down the line there for Kiesewetter with back to goal. He tries to play on. He felt like he was caught from behind there by Molina. And it will be a free kick for Fort Lauderdale. Put in play quickly, but the referee, again, just saying it's taken too quickly. Guidiri. Lou Young into the middle for Ferry C. A bit more high pressure from Omaha. The front six are trying to cause that backboard problems. Press to win the game. Omaha could certainly do with 3 points here. As it stands, 3 points off Richmond Kickers with 2 games in hand on them. The 1-0 to Chattanooga at the weekend was a great result. Probably a playoff 6-pointer, for being honest. Guidiri now poking on, or at least attempting to, for Ferry. Just about getting back in covering there. Skiers. Vanacore Decker was fouled there. Free kick. Taken quickly there. Otieno from Molina. Getting around Kiesewetter. Pacey winger there as it slid out to that left-hand side. Appeals for offside. And the flag did indeed come up on the near side. Less than 10 minutes remaining in the 90. No, that's it for Hardin. Let's come on and provided just a bit more stability to that back four. Jason Buckner. A couple of bright moments down this left-hand side since coming on as a sub. Nicely around Sosa there. Crosses in towards Lopez Espen, just a bit overhit. No one there out the other side. Lou Young, a bit more of a conservative right back positioning. Over towards Ethan Vanacore Decker. Will receive on the big switch. Challenge him from Guidiri and a free kick awarded. Guidiri, who is on a yellow. 5 players who received a booking from matchday referee Alyssa Nichols. Otieno. Away there, Ferry. Molina, right-footed delivery into the area, and it comes from room 4, right in the middle of that 6-yard box. What a save from Castañeda. A bit of heroics there to keep this game level. Now Fort Lauderdale looking to hit on the break. Stood up towards Lopez Espen. He was pulled there by Knutson, and the referee has put whistle to lips, and it will be a free kick to Fort Lauderdale. And it's going to be a yellow card as well for Dalton Knutson for slowing the progress there of Ricky Lopez Espen. But what a save that is from Castañeda. Jason Kreis telling us in the week that this goalkeeper is good for 1 or 2 incredible saves per game, and that time sticking a right leg out from the middle of the 6-yard box. What a chance for N4 as Joshua Saavedra will enter. He hasn't featured a great deal. Received a red card early in the season, picking up a couple of yellows in quick succession against FC Tucson. But now, making his 4th appearance of the year, his 3rd from the bench. Now the free kick to come from Guidiri. Now the referee will just stop play. Some improper contact. Now 3 yellow cards for either side. Guidiri. Lofted up towards Carrasco, who won the header, but it's straight into a defender. Osumanu able to charge away with it. Now Molina over towards Vanacore Decker, and he will get onto it. Right now it's 3v2 in the attack for Omaha. Vanacore Decker with one eye, and that's towards goal. He's in behind. He's poked it around Castañeda, and Vanacore Decker for the third time tonight, has given Union Omaha the lead. A rampaging run on the break. A calm finish. And it's Vanacore Decker's third of the year. And with 6 minutes to play, Omaha lead by 3-2. For the first time in their first ever campaign, Union Omaha have hit for 3. Just dinking around the right leg of Castañeda. Defenders unable to get back in time. Saavedra was trying to get there. And from a chance down the other end, Fort Lauderdale exposed on the break. And Ethan Vanacore Decker, what a burst of pace that was. And a tremendous sub Vanacore Decker has been. It's coming on, a player who has been the star man for this side. He's delivered the goods here in a pivotal match. Now Saavedra. Out wide there for Kiesewetter. Saavedra receiving that return ball, crosses hit but well overhit there. And out for Eduardo Sosa. First time crossing from Guadiri to the back post. And Nuhu tracking it the whole time and just catching. Fort Lauderdale heading for a second consecutive home defeat. Last time at the Inter Miami CF Stadium on the 19th of September, a 2-1 defeat at home to South Georgia Tormenta. And 4 trying to get around Harden. It's a free kick. Now, can the host climb the mountain for the third time tonight? With that one last big chance. And no Larce for Harden. Carrasco trying to loft it up towards Buckner. Comes out for a throw-in. Now Guadiri, a mazy run through at Omaha defense. It's going to be a free kick as Guadiri was caught as he began his run. For Fort Lauderdale, back in action at the weekend. North Texas, away from home in Arlington. As a final change here for Union Omaha as Elvir Ibisevic will enter. The Bosnia and Herzegovina international. Buckner for Guadiri, or for rather Carrasco. Sosa. Nice there with Saavedra, going to try and play quickly there, Lopez Espen. Nice one-touch passing here. Lopez Espen strikes. Just sliced across it out for a goal kick, but lovely work in a tight area there for Fort Lauderdale. Just didn't quite come off, and now the change, as Conway is the player who will exit for Ibisevic. Played for a couple of years at the University of Nebraska, Omaha, so moving into the pro club in the area. Ibisevic will come on here to be the fresh legs for the final few minutes. Perhaps is there one last break for Omaha to strike from. Nuhu will take his time over the goal kick. You imagine at least 5 more minutes to be added on for Fort Lauderdale to chase a third equalizer of the match. Carrasco on the header in the middle. Second ball coming for Guadiri, well inside from his left back position. Kiesewetter. Carrasco hitting a big ball out towards Buckner, trying to track that second ball. It was Ferretti Sosa who won it initially. He's just poked it away there for a throw-in to Fort Lauderdale CF. Guadiri Not sure why he let it run there. And it will be a throw-in now for Omaha. The Owls, with all 3 of these points, would be a point off Richmond. 4 more games to play. Richmond, though, with 2 games in hand. They have 6 games left to play. Sliding tackle in there from Molina. So a bit of a loose ball there from Saavedra for Lu Young. Ethan Harden. Sosa. Nice ball up there towards Lopez Espen. Buckner leaving it for him again. First time towards Gudiri. Wasn't quite making the full run just yet. And the referee is now going to enforce some time restrictions here. That's why they have those ball stands on the side of the pitch. We have received word that it is a minimum of 6 minutes to be added on at the end of this second half. Omaha presumably want to kill the game. You see that back 4 in the tight shape. Gudiri forward. Carrasco for Kiesewetter. 4. Playing up towards Ethan Vanacore-Decker. Castañeda off his line will come out to claim. Stop his momentum to stay in his own box. For Lauderdale now, with Omaha sinking off them. A line of 5 and a line of 4 in defense. Sosa. Shouldered off of there by Otieno. It's enough of a foul in the judgment of the referee. And a free kick. Again, Otieno is on a yellow. Put in a few challenges since. And now a free kick to come. Carrasco looked like he might take it short, and now instead trying to whip across into the penalty area. It's Kiesewetter and Lopez Espen to aim for, so why not try and put a long ball in? It was whipped in at some pace. Arriving there was Nolarse, who would come forward. Couldn't quite get a decisive touch. And now Ethan Vanacore-Decker. And Krul will just send it long. It even looks like he's onside. Has the run in the middle of Ibisevic. Molina, but plenty of Fort Lauderdale defenders back. So Molina will leave it back here with Elman 4. The substitute. Back with Krul. He's passing there on that left-hand side. Molina now with Vanacore-Decker. Turn away from Kiesewetter. Lovely work there on that left-hand side. And now Omaha killing the game with a bit of possession here. In behind. Turning on it there, Ibisevic having his shirt pulled there by Gudiri. They win it back. Nicely done so there by Buckner. Sosa. Just about keeping possession. Harden down the line there for Gudiri, but left too much of it there. For Skierce. Ibisevic. Nicely won there by Harden. Free kick is won there by Fort Lauderdale. Just want to keep play. You can see the idea there from Harden to play it down the line there for an overlapping Gudiri, but the priority is keeping possession. And Saavedra finds Christian Lu Young. Just a bit more than 3 minutes to play. Fort Lauderdale to find a third. Sosa and Valencia provided the first 2. Miscommunication there between Gudiri and Lopez Espen is in behind, but offside is Ethan Vanacore-Decker. It will be a free kick for Fort Lauderdale. Again, Omaha sinking into their shape. Right-hand side for Kiesewetter. Booted away. No nonsense clearance from Knutson. take a moment of genius from Fort Lauderdale player. Gudiri playing the 1-2 with Buckner. Turning back with Carrasco. Trying to loft in towards Buckner. Away there from Osumanu. Christian Lu Young with the header. Kiesewetter trying to settle it. He'll have another bite at it. Back with Christian Lu Young. Saavedra, poor first time ball out to the right-hand side. And now Vanacore Decker again trying to get in behind. Kiesewetter. And it is a throw in to come. Sosa. Lauderdale just running out of time here. Gudiri for Harden. Buckner. Wanted to tease there and just had to commit. And gives away a free kick to Omaha, who will now just about see out the final minute of this. Given there by Nuhu straight to Christian Lu Young, and now bombing forward up towards Buckner. Rode the challenge there as Gudiri has won the second ball. Gudiri now towards that byline, can't pick out a cross here, and it is in towards Carrasco, who got a good angle there to strike, and his volley just sailing over for a goal kick, and that will do it here. We've had the minimum of 6. Union Omaha, a massive away performance, equaling the goal-scoring total of their last 4 matches. And there is the full-time whistle. Union Omaha into 3rd in USL League One, twice pegged back, but Ethan Vanacore Decker's goal, the 3rd on the night, enough to give Union Omaha all 3 points, ending their 3-match winless run as they've taken all 3 points at the Inter Miami CF Stadium tonight. Jay Mims's side will be well pleased to have gotten this win, and they'll go again at the weekend as they host South Georgia Tormenta. Ethan Vanacore Decker provided the difference-making goal, as we can now get to our full-time highlights of this one and show you all the goals and how we got here. It would be Union Omaha who would open the scoring, and it just comes from a Route 1 play. Goalkeeper up to striker, who nods on. Austin Pancho, lovely finish. Dylan Castañeda to give Union Omaha the opening goal in this one on 25 minutes. Austin Pancho, his first goal in his first start for Union Omaha. As on 42 minutes, Fort Lauderdale would equalize, and it wouldn't be the only time tonight, I should say, as Gudiri finds Sosa on the left-hand side, and in that kind of position, you know he's going to try and get his head up and strike. He does so, takes a deflection, which allows it to sail past Rashid Nuhu for the first equalizing goal of the night for Fort Lauderdale CF. After halftime, it wouldn't be too much longer after halftime that Union Omaha would grab the lead once more from a corner, whipped in by Boyce. Hilal Osumanu going up to win the header, nodding it down for Evan Conway, who gets his 3rd goal, his first in 5 games. And Jay Mims' standpoint would be pleased to see his center forward in the goals again. But it would be Fort Lauderdale not too long after who would get the equalizing goal. Jerome Kiesewetter winning a foul on the edge of the penalty area. It could just about have been inside the penalty area, but it wouldn't matter too much, the appeals for the spot kick, because from the free kick, Kiesewetter going in on Nuhu, spill there. It comes from Valencia, who just about steps in front of the defender and pokes it in for the second goal of his first professional campaign. But here would be the winner. On 84 minutes, it was a counterattack from a corner. Fort Lauderdale caught with numbers back 3v2, but it could have been 1v2 because Vanacore-Decker was going to go all the way, one way or another, dinking around Castañeda. And getting the winning goal for Union Omaha to get all 3 points here. You look at the stats, Omaha with only 30% possession, but they had it. They certainly did a lot with it, certainly based on the shots figures. But definitely the more threatening side throughout the evening, with the 5 shots on target as well. And here you see the impact of this result. Omaha now on to 19 points from 12 games, just a point off of Richmond in second. That is the final playoff spot in League One this season. And Omaha now with at least a chance. We'll hope for poor results from a Richmond point of view down the home stretch of the season, but Union Omaha able to come away from home and get all 3 points tonight at the Inter Miami CF Stadium. Fort Lauderdale were able to twice peg them back, but the third time was the charm for Union Omaha as Ethan Vanacore-Decker's third goal gets the visitors all 3 points tonight. It was a great game. We hope you enjoyed it with us. For our tremendous USL crew, my name is Chris Whittingham. Again, your score at full time is Fort Lauderdale 2, Omaha 3. Have a good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League